Good morning, lovelies! It is the holiday season, the second best time of the year! Sorry, Christmas, you got nothing on spooky season. If you have a writer in your life, you probably want to give them a present that they're actually going to use. But you don't know what that could be because writers are very strange, mysterious creatures that normal people don't fully understand. We never sleep, we never socialize, we run on caffeine and spite, and we cry when someone criticizes our imaginary characters. Kudos to you for bearing with us. This video is designed as a general list of ideas for gifts for your writer. Whichever one you choose here, honestly, it cannot possibly go wrong. Your writer will be happy with any of them, really. But before we get started, remember to hit that subscribe button and smash that bell so that way you get notified whenever I post a new video, which is about once or twice a week. Gift idea number 1, notebooks. Every single writer on the planet has a notebook. I don't know a single writer who does not have at least 12. In this industry, you just cannot have enough notebooks. We need them to jot down story ideas, bits of research, cool quotes. I mean, some of us even write our entire manuscripts, our whole first drafts, in notebooks by hand because they're crazy. No judgment. It's just the way it is. Now, a word of warning here. Some writers are very particular about the type of notebooks they like to use. A personal example, I really like the flat edge notebooks instead of the spiral bound. I like them chunky, I like them hardcover, or at least with some form of protection, and I like college ruled. There, now you know what to get me for Christmas. But other people need wide ruled, or they prefer spiral bound, or they like the little tiny notebooks that are great for transportation. Honestly, you do not need to sweat about this too much. You have probably seen your writer carry a ton of notebooks with them wherever they go, so you can see, oh wow, they really like spiral bound, or oh wow, they really like hardcovers, they must be jacked. And you could honestly just ask, like, hey, why do you prefer the flat spine? Wouldn't a spiral bound be cheaper or easier? And then you will be treated to a 30-minute lecture on how the flat spined notebooks are superior in every way. You're going to receive an entire breakdown on the pros and cons of specific notebooks, many of which you probably did not know existed. So yeah, notebooks. We need them. Number 2, pens. Notebooks are useless without something to write with. Functionally speaking, any pen will do. You can honestly probably just stuff their stocking full of cheap pens. But for a holiday gift, I encourage you to invest in something fancy. Maybe it has like an ergonomical design, or a really fancy design, or really good ink, or it comes in one of those little leather cases. It might seem silly to give someone 1 or 2 pens as a holiday present, but if it's for a writer, I guarantee you they're going to be over the moon. Number 3, special storage containers for our pens. Because they're expensive and fancy and shiny, and we don't want to break them, or worse, lose them. Try to find those little leather cases that are like specifically designed for storing pens. Like, it's gonna seem silly, but it's gonna make them feel so much fancier than they are, and again, it will keep us from losing them. Number 4, big bags or purses, so we can carry all of our notebooks and pens. At this point, I would be remiss if I did not mention that I have a merch store, and it has a tote bag, which is big enough to carry a bunch of notebooks and pens. But seriously, girls especially will know the struggle of trying to find a bag or purse that is both cute and big enough to carry all the stuff you need. And if you're a writer specifically, you need something that is going to hold all of your notebooks, books, pens, and all of your normal people stuff too. You want something that looks good but is also big and heavy duty so it won't break on you. The tote bag is linked in the description. Patrons from my Patreon page will get a discount. Number 5, books on the writing craft. Writing is an endless journey of self-improvement. Just when we think that we have learned literally everything that there is to learn, we realize that, wow, there is so much more that I just did not know. Therefore, we are in constant need of books on our craft. I've got some personal recommendations for you guys. Save the Cat Writes a Novel by Jessica Brody and Christopher Vogler's The Writer's Journey are 2 books that I believe every single author should have on their bookshelf. No exceptions. So if your writer does not have one or both of these books, you know what to get them. And if they do have these 2 books and they specifically write science fiction and or fantasy, I recommend Putting the Science in Fiction. This is a collection of essays from actual scientists talking about the specifics of their field, like time travel, astrophysics, alien life, robots, and AI. It's just really cool. And Beyond Kings and Princesses by Oren Litwin. This guy is both a fantasy author and a political science major, and it's all about world-building governments. So these two are really great for the world-building aspects of writing fantasy and science fiction. Number 6. Books on the writing industry. Marketing, selling, finding a literary agent, finding the right publisher, etc. Because here's the thing, writers spend so much time working on our craft, which is understandable, but we often neglect all the other parts of the writing industry. So by the time we actually have a really great manuscript, we're kind of left floundering because, oh shit, right, in order to make a career out of this, I actually have to sell this to a bunch of people. And lots of books, courses, and classes really flub on this. If mentioned at all, it's in passing or a tiny little sliver of what really needs to be covered. I wish I could give personal recommendations for this one, but I don't have any. So if you have some personal recommendations on books on the publishing side of the writing industry, or the industrial side, or the self-publishing side, link it in the comments, please. Number 7, bookstore gift cards. If all else fails, just give them a gift card. They will find what they need and they will gladly use your money to buy it. Barnes & Noble is my personal favorite, but obviously smaller bookstores are better. Number 8, writing software. Scrivener, Campfire, World Anvil, there's a million of them out there. These are software programs that are specifically designed for writers to help organize and write their novels, and they are so useful, guys. Number 9, fan art. If you have read, and hopefully enjoyed, your writer's stories, and you're a halfway decent artist, draw them some fan art. It can be a map of their world, a landscape of their coolest setting, your favorite character, whatever. I hope you're okay with them showing it off, because they will show it off everywhere, to everyone. Writers love fan art. It puts us over the moon. It makes our whole week. If you're not an artist, but you have some extra money to burn, commission it. Make 2 people's Christmases. Indie artists deserve some love too. And number 10, donations to your self-published writer's editor fund. This is not really applicable to the traditionally published writers, but self-published and indie writers need to pay for everything themselves out of pocket to publish their stories. Cover design, marketing, and of course, editors. And there are a lot of them, and they're all expensive. I crunched the numbers when I was considering self-publishing my book Citadel, and if I had gone that route, it would have cost me $5,000 to $8,000. Thank God I got a contract with a traditional publisher so I don't have to do that. Obviously, every book and author is different. Your writer may be looking at a higher or lower number, but either way, a donation to their editor fund will mean so much to them, no matter how low the number is. I know it's not glamorous to cut someone a check as their Christmas present, but they'll probably cry in a good way. Just saying. Those are 10 gift ideas for the writers in your life. Be sure to add more in the comments below. And if they're a fan of this channel, my merch store is linked in the description. I will see you next time. Bye, lovelies!